Drop, stitch, magic, loop, slips of pearl, slips of knit, twisted cord, wrap and turn, pick up and knit. Joey plays scarf.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Joey's Scarf. My name is Linda and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Linda Grace, and that's Linda with a Y. This is a knitting, crocheting podcast and I am recording episode 26 today, and I'm coming to you from Barnegat, New Jersey, and that is on the Jersey Shore. And we are off Long Beach Island, which is a beautiful 26 miles of beach, beautiful Jersey beach. It's very hot today. I don't know if I mentioned the date. It's July 5th, 2018, and it's a Thursday. And we've been having a heat wave, so it's been really hot and muggy and kind of indoor weather in the air conditioning, which I'd rather be outside, but it's just way too hot. So Ross and I just got back from vacation. We were at another Jersey Shore, about 45 minutes from our house. It's at the beach, the shore, the town is called Ocean City, New Jersey. And every year we go with the kids and the grandkids, and we rent a house, and there are 13 of us, and it's a nice, we spend the week together, and it's a really a good time, something that I look forward to every year. And we were lucky when we went. It was the weather was still cool. It was at the end of June, the last week in June that we went, and I was wondering if we would get some nice beach weather, but it just turned out gorgeous. It wasn't too hot. The beach wasn't too crowded, because usually the season down here at the Jersey Shore starts July 4th weekend. So we were there the week before, and it was still quiet, and we had a very, very nice time. And I'll be putting pictures here and there, maybe at the beginning, the end, or maybe here. I'm not quite sure yet. So that's what we did last week. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of my daughter had a little bit of a health issue. She wound up with a kidney stone, and I'm sure a lot of you know that kidney stones are extremely painful. So next to the last day, on Friday, she wound up in the emergency room. They, did the tests and everything and found out where the stone was. They sent her home with some pain medication, told her to drink lots and lots of water, and she was able to be comfortable, at least for the rest of the time there. However, she's still battling this kidney stone, and I just feel so bad for her. When we got home, I got a phone call on Sunday. We came home on Saturday. On Sunday, I got a phone call from my son-in-law that he was taking her again to the emergency room near where they live, which is about an hour from us. And Ross and I went over and picked up my two grandsons and brought them here. So I had them here for a couple of days, and it was quite interesting. The 4-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they kept us on the go. That's all I can say about that. We have a community pool here. I took him to the pool one day. But the little one, actually, we were a little concerned because he's never been away from his mother, but he was fine. He actually gave me a little bit of a problem when I told him it was time to go home. So it was fun. We had a good time with the boys too. So that's about what we've been up to. Still very concerned about Jen. Apparently the stone is too big for her to pass, so she has to have a procedure done probably next week. So that's where my mind has been. Haven't been able to get a lot of knitting done, and my fingers are feeling very itchy because I want to feel those needles and yarn in my hand. But I have managed to do some things in the month that since I recorded last. So I'm gonna show you some finished objects. Okay, so for my first finished object, I'm going to show you a summer top that I made, and it goes along with the knit along that we're doing in the group Joey's Scarf on Ravelry. It's decided to do a knit along, asking everyone to join, and I think it's going to end August 1st, I believe. There are a few of us are doing it, and the top I made for the knit along is this one, and I'm so happy that I finished it. It's the back. I'm going to put a picture in here of me wearing it, a couple of pictures of me wearing it, so you'll get a better idea of what it looks like on. But yeah, so this is the top that I made, and I really like the way it came out. The name of the pattern, it's a free pattern from Lion brand, and it's called the Folklore top. They recommend that you use, of course, their cotton brand, which is the 24/7 cotton, but I didn't have that yarn. So I used what I had, and I wanted to actually do some stash reduction. So I went into my stash and picked out the colors of the yellow and the lavender, and the yarn is Cascade Superwash, and it is 100% superwash merino wool, and it's very, very nice. It feels very soft. I probably could wear it even though it's so hot out, because it just feels so light and soft. Yeah, so I could probably wear this today if I wanted to. The two colors that I used were the number 221, which is pale lavender, and number 821, which is the daffodil. And again, I'm very pleased with this. It fits me very well, and I enjoyed making it. Liked it a lot because it didn't have sleeves, so I was able to finish it. There's some nice little details. It's got the what is this called? Seed stitch edge, and the same thing around the sleeves and on the neckline here. So those are some nice details. I kind of added this little design, little color work there, and some striping. And I thought it gave it a nice a little different look. So that's my first finished object, and came out nice. I like it. Okay, my second and final finished object is a pair of shorty socks that I made. Again, I'm trying to use up stash. So I have a lot of 50-gram balls of yarn, sock yarn, that are left over from shawls that I've made. So I'm trying to use up some of those. So these are the socks. Now they're a little stretched out because I wore them pretty much constantly when I was on vacation. Because, you know, inside in the air conditioning, and especially in my house, I like to keep it very cold. So Ross walks around with a flannel shirt. I walk around with my socks. But yeah, so these are the shorty socks I made. And the yarn is Toad Hollow yarn. Not sure of the colorway because, again, like I said, it was leftover yarn that I had used from another project. Just, you know, plain vanilla sock, nothing fancy. But I just wanted to show you one thing, though. Do you ever buy, let's see if I have them here. You know, the pads that you buy to wear with in the summertime with your shoes, the no-show socks or whatever. They all come with these little cardboard inserts. And I found them to be a handy little sock blocker. And when I washed these, you know, when I blocked these after I finished making them, I put them on these little cardboard inserts. It came in really handy. Repurpose. Yeah, so that was my second and final finished object. Oh, that's right. I forgot I had another finished object. I don't have it with me because I gave it to my daughter. And in a previous episode, a couple of episodes back, I showed you a blanket that I was making. And I was using the Burnett blanket yarn. And I had made a couple of these blankets, and they really turned out nice. This time I chose the yarn that does a striping, and I really was not very happy with the yarn. Every time the color changed to do the striping, there was a knot, a very visible knot in the yarn. So the blanket I was not happy with the way the knots were showing. But I did manage to finish it, and I kind of was able to kind of bury the knots, and I actually do like the way it came out. I don't think I would ever use the striping type of that blanket yarn. The material is like a chenille, and it really makes a nice blanket. It's soft and cushy. I crocheted it, and the stitch I used was just a half double crochet, just back and forth. But I did give the blanket to my daughter. I finished it while we were on vacation, and I don't even have a picture of it finished, but I do have a picture of me working on it, so I'm going to insert that here. Yeah, so that was actually my third finished object. Before I get into my works in progress, I have two of them, too. I wanted to tell you something. July 1st was my birthday, and that was Sunday, and I decided to wish myself a happy birthday on Instagram. And I asked everyone who saw the post if they chose to like the post and wish, and a lot of people did like the post, and they wished me a happy birthday. And I said that I would like to give a gift for my birthday to someone who wished me a happy birthday. And there were 54 people who participated and wished me a happy birthday, and it was just like 54 virtual hugs. So it was really very nice, and I appreciated that. So I did a random number generator thingy, and the number came up to number 27. So there was number 1 through 54, and the number came up to number 27. And that person is E. Gonzalez 74 on Instagram, and I'm going to contact her and let her know that she won. And I'm going to be sending her a skein of yarn and a little mini skein, and this is from Dragon Horde Yarn, and this is Tristan from Dragon Horde Yarn. So I'm going to be asking E. Gonzalez 74 to send me her address, her mailing address, and I'm going to send this off to her. And I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes, and it really meant a lot to me, so thank you. Okay, my first work in progress is another shorty pair of socks. I love this. I love the colors in this yarn. I think I made a little goof here. I don't know how this is going to come out. But here's where I put the waist yarn for the Afterthought heel. And normally what I do is I do the cuff, and then I knit about 3 rows, and then I put the waist yarn in. Forgot to knit the 3 rows. So the waist yarn is right next to the cuff for the heel. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I am not taking this out and starting it over again. So it's going to be an experiment to see how this is going to come out. But the yarn is really cool. The colors are very nice. Very festive and fun pair of socks. The yarn is by Cappy from the Yarn and I, and this was her soda fountain yarn, and it came in a little soda cup with the straw, and I bought this quite about a while ago. I don't know if she still carries that little thing, or the little soda fountain yarns or not, but really cute yarn, nice to knit with, and I really like it. So that's my first work in progress. Okay, my next work in progress, my final work in progress, is another summer top for the Joey Scarf Summer Top Knit Along, and it is called the Rondeur, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry. And as always, everything that I'm talking about today, I will be putting in the description box down below. So all of the pattern names and the yarn that I used and anything that I think might be helpful for you will be in the description box below. So I am making progress on this. This is how far I've gotten. How this is showing up. That's about how far I've gotten. So I'm working on the body right now and just going around, and I think I'm at the waist shaping part, but this is some detail on the shoulders, some lace work on the shoulders, and I think it'll be nice when it's done. This yarn is by Barocco, and it's called Quinoa, I guess is it. And it is 91% cotton and 9% nylon. It's multi-textured, so it has some thin parts, some thick parts, and it's giving the sweater this texture. I don't know how I'm going to, it's knitting up pretty nice actually. It feels kind of silky, and I guess that's the nylon in the cotton making it feel that way. This color is called Blueberry, I believe, and it is color 1063. So this is mainly what I've been working on. I pick it up, I put it down. It's the boring part of just going around and around. But I hope to finish it by the next time that I podcast. And I don't know what more I can tell you about the sweater. I tried. Normally I don't swatch because to tell you the truth, I can't figure out how to do it. But I tried swatching for this, and I still can't figure out how to do it. So I just hope that it fits, and we'll go from there. I think also what I found out about myself is I really don't like, I don't like knitting garments. I think I've discovered that. And I'm not quite sure. I think the reason, I think I figured out why I don't really enjoy making garments. Because I figure I can go and buy a sweater probably for less than what I can make it for. I cannot go and buy a shawl. In other words, sweaters are all over the place. You can go to any store and buy a sweater, a nice sweater. I can buy cashmere, probably for the same price it would cost me to make a cashmere sweater. This top, I could probably find something like this somewhere. But I wouldn't be able to find the unique shawls that are designed by the wonderful designers. And I enjoy making shawls. They're unique. Probably couldn't go into the store and buy something like that. So I think that I'm probably not going to be making too many garments. I'm going to finish this one. I have another sweater on the needles, the Gramps sweater. I keep taking it out, looking at it, putting it back in, and putting it away. I just don't enjoy. I don't enjoy knitting them, and I'm not real crazy about the way they come out. Although I did like the other summer top that I showed you. I did like the way that came out, and it is unique. But I'm just not a fan of making garments. I've decided that. So I'm going to stick with socks because I can't go into the store and buy the socks that I can make here. And shawls and hats and gloves. I like to make all of those things, and I think I'm going to stick to that. And that's plenty for me to work on. So that's my story with the knitting and what my preferences are. What about you? What do you like to do? I know a lot of people are knitting sweaters and they seem to enjoy them. It's just not me. So that's my story. I've been staying out of the yarn stores. I've been staying off of Etsy, and I have I think 3 shawls that I can make. I bought quantities of yarn for 3 shawls when I went on the New Jersey wool walk. So I have plenty of yarn. So I really haven't, I don't have purchases, but I did find something that I thought was very unusual, and I want to show you. I was watching the Knitting Monk, and he was talking about this, and I thought it was a really, really neat idea. I never really thought that I would have any interest in dyeing yarn at all. I'd rather let somebody else do it, and I'd rather shop for that yarn. I really don't have any interest in dyeing yarn. It seems messy to me. It's a lot of work. I'm not interested. However, the Knitting Monk was talking about this this website called Abundant Earth Fiber, and I think AbundantEarthFiber.com is the name of the website. They sell stuff, I don't remember what, because it's been a while since I bought this. But she sells a kit, a yarn dye kit. And I thought it was really very cool. So you can buy the whole kit is a mason jar, a stir stick, the dye, 2 skeins of undyed yarn, all come in this kit. You can buy the whole thing, or you can just buy the dye, and she gives you instructions on how to dye the yarn. So I didn't know if I would like this, so I just decided to buy the dye. And what it is the dye comes in these little tea bags, and the citric acid also comes in these little tea bags. And the process is, let's see. I'll just read you what it says. Wool tinctures have been prepared to bring you all the enchantment of dyeing without the hassle. There is no mixing, measuring, or calculating required. And the instructions are very simple. You basically fill a mason jar with water, hot water, and you take the tea bags and you dunk them in the water, and then you take the yarn. This is just basic. I'm giving you the basic instructions. Go to her website, and she demonstrates how to make the whole thing. But I thought this was so cool. It's not messy. Everything is contained in this. Yeah, and I'm going to give it a try. I just have to get the undyed yarn. So I thought that was a very cool thing for me to try and see how I make out with this method of dyeing yarn. Of course, it's not very cost effective. I forget how. Let's see, how much was this? Just the dye packet. It was pretty inexpensive. I don't remember what it was, but it was reasonable. Just for the dye. I don't know, it was $12 or something like that. So I'm going to give that a try and see how I make out. Maybe I'll show you my first hand-dyed yarn next time I podcast. So that's about it for today. I know it's probably going to be a short episode. Ross is off doing something, running errands or whatever. But I did want to mention Joe, my son, as I try to do every episode, because after all, this podcast is named in honor of my Joe. And I guess what I wanted to tell you today was that all of us getting together for our vacation, it's a bittersweet for me because everyone is together. Joe's wife is there, his little son Domani is there, but Joe isn't. And it's hard not to notice that. Enjoyable, of course, to see Domani being with his cousins, and that's a big part of why I enjoy the vacation, because the family does get together, but there is definitely a hole there. And I miss Joe. I miss Joe at times like that. Again, it's bittersweet. We had a wonderful time. We laughed and enjoyed ourselves. We are all Big Brother fans, so Big Brother started while we were there, and we all gathered in front of the TV to watch Big Brother. And we talk about the contestants and who we want to win and who's our favorite. And while we're laughing and joking and kidding around, I kind of takes my mind off of the fact that Joe isn't there. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about Joe. He would have been so happy to see Domani running, just loving the water and playing in the sand. And he was a great uncle, and all the kids loved him. And he was missed. So I think that's going to be it for today. I hope that it won't be so long till the next time I record. So I just wanted to say thank you for joining. And I hope you have a lot of knitting time. I'm going to have some knitting time because it's just too hot to be outside. So that's it for today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye now.
Drop, stitch, magic loop, slips of purl, slips of knit, twisted cord, wrap and turn, pick up and knit. Joe plays scarf.